Hello, today I'm speaking to Dr. Teresa McGeevy. Teresa is the Mental Health and Psychosocial Advisor for SOS Children's Villages International. Teresa, please could you tell us about some of the challenges that children and young people may face when growing up in a family where there are unresolved adverse childhood experiences, what we know as ACEs?
Children who grow up within families where there have been unresolved ACEs are likely to experience physical, intellectual, relational, emotional, psychological, and other challenges. Such children also find it very difficult to learn because the brain is constantly on the alert, scanning for danger because they don't feel safe. It is very important for this cycle to be broken if we want to create an environment where children grow up well and feeling protected and safe, where they can thrive. How do we do that? Awareness is very, very important. We need to understand that it is not our fault, because many times we are ashamed because we think, is it something that I did that led to this? It's not your fault. It didn't start with you. And we need to remember that it is not what happens to us that determines us. We are not defined by our past. It is our response to what happened that determines what kind of people we are. We need to be able to seek help. We need to be able to develop protective factors, including connecting with others and being able to experience sound relationships with others. And this is not a one person's endeavor. It is the whole community's endeavor because it takes a village to bring up a child. Let us remember also that it is never too late to have a happy childhood. There is hope, and we shall continue working for this hope. Yes, the ACEs cycle can be broken.
Thank you, Teresa. I have a second question. We know that adverse experiences that may result in trauma can impact parents, other family members, and caregivers. And in turn, this can also affect children and young people living within the family and cause them to also have adverse childhood experiences. Please, could you tell us a little bit about a situation such as this?
I met Judith in one of my international travels, and Judith shared with me her story. She said, I never felt safe, loved, or wanted when I was a child. I endured a lot of abuse and neglect. In order to deal with this and to handle this that was so painful to me, I decided to take the role of protecting my mother because I thought that by so doing, I would prevent her and my father from abusing me. I was constantly alert and hypervigilant, assessing danger signs, and in most cases, I could even tell before an abuse happened. I felt insecure. I felt ashamed. I always tried to hide my pain from my friends or those people who are around me. And so I became a people pleaser. And I was always helping out other people, even when help was not required. I was also very controlling in my relationships. I used to suffer a lot of physical ailments as well. When I became a parent, I was scared. But one thing was sure, I did not want my children to go through what I went through. But how did I deal with this? I became overprotective. I could not allow my children to go out of my sight because I was scared that something would happen to them. I knew, however, that this was not good for them. So I sought help. I was supported in identifying my adverse childhood experiences and breaking this cycle, as I ran the risk of perpetuating this with my own children. I have developed protective factors since I started seeking for help. And these have helped me to navigate my way through parenting. And now I feel better and more confident as a parent. I am also healthier and happier. Parenting and caregiving are very complicated in themselves. Research and experience show that the higher the adverse childhood experiences score, the more likely one is to experience physical, emotional, and relational problems. ACEs affect the overall development of an individual, and this impacts the way the person views themselves, views others, and views the whole world. And so this becomes the platform from where they function. This is highly likely to impact on families and family dynamics. ACEs affect people differently, however. So intergenerational unresolved ACEs can be perpetuated when healing does not occur. Children and young people who grow up in families where caregivers have unresolved ACEs are likely to feel insecure, experience a lot of shame, blame others, have intellectual problems, be unable to bond with other people, and have all this myriad of problems, and even use unorthodox ways to self-medicate and self-soothe. Caregivers with unresolved ACEs find it difficult to securely attach to their children. An insecure attachment can give rise to debilitating physical, emotional, relational, and behavioral problems. However, when we develop protective factors, that is the positive experiences that help us to cope, these protective factors play a major role in how one processes their own experiences of ACEs, and it can also help in breaking the cycle.